How's it going, folks? Mark from Like Minded Lunatics, and we have a very special reaction today. I'm joined with my friend Mike. Mike, how are you?
I'm excellent.
Excellent. I'm here with Neil. Neil, how are you?
Hi, guys. I'm fine. I'm great.
Perfect. And Ricky. Ricky, how are you?
Doing good, as always.
Okay, so today is a special one because, Neil, this is a video that you directed. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I was. It was weird. I was working on my feature film, Election Night. You have to see it. So my movie, Election Night, and the guy who wrote this song, Harrison White, turned up and he was an extra, and I just got chatting to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've got a band, and it'd be really interesting if you could direct me a video." And I thought, yeah, it must be a little tiny band, and it turns out they're a fantastic band. Really, really amazing. I think it's progressive metal, completely up my street.
And where are they from, by the way?
They're London-based.
Okay, yeah. London-based.
So, but look them up. They're, Novena. They're an amazing band. And the lead singer is actually also the lead singer of a band called Haken. That are quite famous as a prog band in the UK, anyway. So I said, well, you got any ideas for what you want to do with this thing? And he sort of said, well, I know, got a choreographer friend, and we're talking about doing it. And I said, I love it. I used to run a physical theatre company, and so I totally know how to cover this. So before long, we just decided we were going to work together with this choreographer and a couple of dancers, and we were going to create a music video, which was a contemporary dance piece. And I was going to kind of choreograph the camera to match the choreography of the actors, the dancers, and blend the whole thing together. And there's a particular few sort of breakdowns, and I really thought that's when I want the violent movements and that kind of stuff. And I think, you'll agree when you see the video. We got that.
I'm so excited. So Ricky and I, we've interviewed a number of musicians, talked about the music videos. This is the first time we've had a director on here, and I'm so excited. So, folks, it's tradition to have a beverage with our Friday night reaction video, and I honestly might post this on not a Friday, but we're having beverages. So, cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Hey.
All right, folks, cheers, and let's take a look at this. Novena's Sundance, directed by Neil. What's your last name, Neil?
Monaghan.
Neil Monaghan. Here we go. So first off, I got to say, just the lighting in this is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, so what we did with dance lighting, you have a lot of side lights, so that you get the contrast. And we had a smoke machine or a hazer, as they call it. It's not a smoke machine; it's a hazer. It's just small droplets of water into the air that just gives you that texture. And yeah, so the idea was to totally try and use the 360-degree space. Couldn't quite pull that off because this is actually in a real theatre.
I was going to ask, are you on a stage, or if you're just in a warehouse space?
It's a real theatre, but it's sealed off on three sides with black curtains. But there's seating on this where we are now, so I couldn't film that way. So it's like 270 degrees.
Gotcha. And you're handheld, I'm assuming.
This is on a Steadicam.
Okay.
So I had a team who's an experienced Steadicam operator and a focus puller when working on remote focus puller. It's the only way that you can do these kind of shots of going in and out and keeping everything sharp.
Wow, it's beautiful, beautiful. How long did they have to prep for the choreography?
So they're professional dancers. They didn't actually work as long as you'd think. I mean, they worked it out. They worked with the choreography. It probably took a couple of days, and then there was a couple of days to rehearse it. I found that phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, dancers work with a different kind of mentality to the rest of us artists in different forms. They somehow manage to understand the flow of the body and learn it like a language. And so it's I've done some choreography myself, and I've tried to do a little bit of dance and stuff like that. I find it really difficult to get it in my head. These guys just like that.
So obviously for the final production, I'm sure that you brought the audio and the video together, but during this, I'm assuming that they're dancing to a recording of this, right?
Yeah, this is a little bit different from your normal music video. With a lot of music videos where you can see that the band or the singer is singing. You can sync it easily, but with this, if I didn't have sync, it would be impossible to sync it up afterwards. So Harrison, he did a really clever thing, which was he just broke the song into about 10 segments and put a count in to each segment, which was recorded on the camera. Recorded it. We had scratch sound on the camera, and then so I could then match that. And then he gave me a track which was the full song, but with those beats in.
Okay,
and then bit by bit, I was able to piece it together. And the other thing is, we only had a day to film it, and there's a lot of setups, and the dancers needed to rest sometimes between takes, and so did the Steadicam operator, because that's a heavy piece. And it was this small lady, she's a small woman. She's really powerful though, and she picked this thing up and it dwarfed her. I was so impressed. She did such an amazing job, and the camera team, we've got to say, they're brilliant. And I was just watching it on the monitor, going, "Yeah, this is fabulous." I really lucked out this time.
Wow. So for something like that, Neil, I have time to correct all of my role, and then she's covering his eyes. Is this something that you would have, like a vision that you would have had, or is this just an accident that those lyrics are at the same moment that
that was going to be my question? Did you provide guidance, or they just said, you told them, tell me what the music says to you?
I think the way that we worked was that I worked with the choreographer, and at the very beginning she says, "Is there anything that you really want?" And I said, "One thing I really want is lifts." I said, lifts are great. So, so that just, the lift is when you literally lift somebody onto someone else.
Sure.
So this is a lift. And I thought, well, this could be the point to do it. But, she just provided these things. And largely, these ideas, some of these ideas, and they're hers. They're hers. I mean, my job really was to work with her. And she said, if you want anything changed, tell me as we rehearsed it. We rehearsed it. But what I tended to do was, whilst we were working on the dance, I was working on the angles and my coverage. So I was thinking of things like, well, she's going to run up and jump on him. So I want that shot to, and, it took a good few takes to get the choreography of the camera and the choreography of the dance to match.
Yeah.
And otherwise she'd be, yes, her head's out of frame here, but it wasn't earlier on.
Right.
But now we're going into him. And I said, I could see that that's what they were doing with this. So I went, right, okay, that's where we push in.
Yep.
And we get that.
There's a word for that.
What's that?
And I've done a lot of work with dancers, filmed and live. So when the dancers match what the music's doing, it's the same when a film does it. It's called Mickey Mousing.
I did not know
when it matches that. Now I don't know what it's called in dance, but in music, when the music mimics the words, it's called word painting. I don't know what you would call it in dance, like when the words say lift and you lift.
Right.
But when the music mimics, and I've had dancers say, Mickey Mouse me here, don't Mickey Mouse me here. Which,
they'll ask for it.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. And it's the same with film. If like it's Like when Spider-Man's crawling, dun, dun, dun.
Right,
That's
yeah.
called Mickey
I think
Mouse.
this is a Daffy Ducking.
No, Daffy Ducking. There you go. You can use that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I do, Mike. I feel like no, it's not true. I goofy. I goofy.
Yeah. I think we can all agree on that.
Goofy it.
Cause I've seen the signs that I've had you. You are my destiny. You are my heresy. You are my savior in disguise. Spread the word, let it out.
I'm loving that.
Spread.
So yeah, I mean, sometimes the music is got this sort of expansive, and the singing, and you can really see that the feeling that those tones and then expressing it through dance.
Yes, and I absolutely love the juxtaposition between the white lighting and then that gold.
Yes,
That gold
yes,
lighting.
It's gold? I thought it was blue.
Oh, Jesus.
How many times did you sweep the floor?
So that's a I think it's a rubber dance floor. So basically you put that down, you gaffer tape it down. It gives a little bit of compression so that the dancers can roll on it and they don't get injured bony parts.
Yep.
But a lot of modern dancers will dance without shoes, so they're constantly sweeping the floor.
Yeah.
Always. It's like constantly.
No, we did have to do that.
Sweep,
So
sweep,
it's
sweep,
interesting.
sweep.
You talked about the lighting, which I agree that gold light stands out. But unless we had the conversation about what was the physical space like, I would not have thought of it. I was so entranced by just watching them. This could have been almost on a public street. Just like even though it's kind of subdued in the background, it takes all of your effort to watch those two people dance.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
my hope was to sort of create a kind of an infinite black album, which we didn't quite do, but
close.
But it's close enough that
It's
you're looking at.
The way I look at it, it's completely neutral, and everything is about those two dancers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It just focuses on your subject, and that's essentially it.
Let it out, let it go. Spread the love in my absence, let it grow.
So I should just sort of say something here. You see those you've got some they call it camera flare in there. That's not real.
I'll
put that on.
Yeah.
There's you can get a camera flare. There's a program that you can get.
Oh, yeah.
The Video Copilot does it.
Oh,
You're giving
does
up
it.
your tricks,
Yeah,
man.
I know.
It's a magician showing how to do the trick.
I know. I should. I put that on because I got one that happened for real. I thought that looks so good. I want more of that, and there wasn't any. So I just all right, I'm putting some on.
Well, there you go.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's called the J.J. Abrams ad-in, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
right.
called the J.J.
That's
Abrams.
It's the Star Trek.
You're Abrams.
Star Trek mod. Yeah.
Now, Ricky, I don't know about you, but I love that little drum thing there. Yeah.
Double bass.
I'm doing a karate thing here, Ricky.
And some of the stuff they're doing reminds me of like African dance.
It
Like,
does. Well, what I was going to say is
the turning of the shoulders makes me think of like Martha Graham stuff. Or something.
Martha Graham. Yeah,
Maybe.
very good. Yeah, angular. And,
so.
Yeah.
This is Japanese martial arts that looks like Basai Dai, one of the katas that we do. The sweeping of the arms.
Let me give a shout out. We've been talking about the video and the choreography and the directing. It's great. But to the song and the band.
Yes.
It's a great song. The bass line's killer. Like, the bass player is awesome.
Yep.
There's all this doodle-diddle in there. The
tone,
drummer doing all the diddle-diddle.
The tone on that solo.
Oh, yeah. It's a great guitar sound. It's a really good band.
Eric Johnson-y.
Yeah, it is very Eric Johnson-y. Kind of, it's
clean
distorted
and round,
but kind of rounded.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that. That has a real Cliffs of Dover.
That is very Cliffs of Dover. I was just thinking that.
Yep.
Wow, Neil, that was
Wow.
okay. That was so far beyond my expectations. But
Oh, no. Wow. You
the
know
right
your
way.
stuff.
I just never know that you had done that. I just
And we
never-
haven't revealed, so in this video we didn't explain that, Neil, you two are,
Yeah.
this is your brother-in-law, so it's one of those things, you weren't expecting this.
No, I knew he had done all kinds of other pieces which I've seen, but never anything like this, and it's fantastic. I have to tell you the thing about the dancers that I love the most, other than how freaking hot the female was, is that there was nothing repeated. Like, there was almost everything. There wasn't like, we'll go back to this same, everyone, they would come and embrace it, looked kind of similar, but it wasn't like, this is what we do for this verse, this is what we do, at the very end, we're literally on hands and knees crawling at each other. That one part where she jumps up and he kind of falls back and flips over, it's like, it didn't get boring because there wasn't like, oh, we saw this in the first 30 seconds, and then you already get into that mental thing, I'm bored. And it wasn't. It sucked you in the entire time because the entire movement was different from beginning to end.
Yes.
There's a word for that in music that dancers actually use as well. It's called variation.
So there's
And you have the general form or movement, but then you do variations on it.
so it never repeats.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
Or it's
called-
repeats, but just different things.
That's not goofy gaffing.
Oh, goofy gaffing. There you go.
Again, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
Well, Neil, this was fantastic.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
I mean,
That's awesome.
so I should say, this just came out. We weren't going to do this video, but I was just chatting to Ricky here about, and who also does, I've just learnt, a lot of this dance video stuff. And I said, I did one of those. And so I said, we got some time. You could just pull it up. So
And Mike and I
pull it
said-
up, and then we go, let's make a video.
And then Mike and I said, we drink beer and we watch videos. And so it seemed to fit.
It
That's
did.
a win-win.
Perfect. It is.
So we got an extra film added to it.
Right, that's it.
Well, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you will check out. Neil, do you have a channel that I can throw up?
Well, if you go up, yes, the www.neilmonaghanfilm.com, and then I can give you the link, and then you can check out some of my stuff. You can see Election Night, which is my debut feature as a writer-director, and you can have a look at some of the other features that I'm
Which, by the way,
working
I
on.
have seen that movie, and it's great.
Awesome.
It is
It was
great.
it was actually screened in
Austin.
Austin at the Austin ATX screen. Was it called Screen ATX?
Screen
yes.
ATX, yeah.
And I'm humble. Well, no, not humble at all. I won the best screenplay.
There you go.
Cheers to
mention
that.
it.
Yeah.
That's
I told you.
fantastic. Well, folks, hopefully you check all that stuff out. And Mike is here from Divine Canines. They're a local organization that provides therapy dogs and support dogs to in-need folks here in Austin. I'm going to throw up their link as well, so go check that out. And let us know in the comments what you think. Check out Neil's stuff. Thank you for joining us. Take care of yourselves, folks. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.